In the meantime, remember we are Indians.
So?
Okay? So, just don't rock the boat. Why you want to go and bloody rock the boat? Yeah, just toe the line, rock the boat, keep everything as it is. You know, once in a way the bugger wants to buy your brandy, just take the bloody brandy. What's the big bloody problem? Why you want to go and start a riot and start a rally and walk all over town? The bugger shooting a water cannon on you, is it? Being a bloody, although the bloody Satya bugger deserves a bloody good chemical wash, I dare say. But why the bloody hell? I mean, just calm down. Remember, in this country, the Indian has always had to carry the burden.
Hey, listen to me. The only thing the Indians have been carrying everybody's balls.
What?
And this bloody mentality has been here ever since the first Indian landed in his country.
Yeah, you started.
The first Indians that came to his country came in as laborers, brought in by the white fellas to work in the estate where they had to tap milk and carry the latex, which they thought was a hell of a big bloody order. You know why?
Why?
Latex is white. And with that mindset, he was convinced the only way to survive was to carry the latex. Soon to find out, he had to carry the white man's balls also just to verify his bloody existence. So there he was, living in deplorable living conditions, constant poverty, lack of education. He made up part of the community that made up the largest labor force in this country, responsible for the wealth of this country, because we established this country one of the largest exporters of raw material, i.e. rubber, in the world. What was his inspiration?
What?
Carrying the white man's balls. What was the fruit of his labor?
What?
You know what?
What?
Toddy. Not even the bloody coconut, because Chinamen took the coconut, made coconut oil and sold it back to the bloody Indians. 51 years after independence, you go back to the same bloody estates here there. Third, fourth generation Indians living in deplorable living conditions, constant poverty, lack of education, carrying somebody's balls and drinking toddy.
Okay. Yeah. You are talking about the bloody Indian labor class now, okay? Of course, you have completely ignored the fact that the educated Indian class as well.
We want to talk about the educated Indian.
What?
I will tell you, the educated Indian, with his senior Cambridge, took his educated self where? To the civil service, was then set up and run by the colonial masters, the British. With some other, he fitted in very, very, very beautifully and was always the favorite with his colonial master. Soon, he could speak the Queen's English. He drank a good scotch. He could play billiards. He could sing Irish folk songs. He even had a photograph of Queen Elizabeth in his back pocket. This phenomena could be only explained of two reasons. Number one, either a complete lack of complete self-confidence, or this was a serious case of mistaken identity, where his character was far more British than the British themselves. And I believe that's where the great saying, Velakaram with the Karapusutu, was first coined to tell anybody.
Loga, these buggers were all loyalists like that time. They were all loyalists. And they firmly believed that the sun would never set on the British Empire. That's all.
Well, the sun did set to the Indians' regret.
What?
Malaya gets the independence, British make an exit, leave our Indian back. So now to coexist in a new coalition, we gave him the least benefits, the smallest voice, and a piece of the economic pie, which you can only describe as humble. All for what? Citizenship. So there you have an independent government, self-reliant. So what does the government do? Turns nicely to a well-trained British Indian and says, I say, old chap, it would be nice if you just continued that lovely, splendid work you've been doing in the civil service all these years. Blackie said, yes, sir, 3 bagfuls, sir! Dived in and took over the administration of the civil service. The only way he trusted and knew how. The British way. So he was a master government servant. Loyal, impartial, incorruptible,
of course.
Responsible for all public services, civil services, everything he set up, dedicated to the establishment of all these things, so railways, telecom, PWT, postals, hospitals, education system, all doing the only way he trusted and knew how, the British way. So everything was fantastic. The government was nice, the machinery was chugging along with our happy Indian at the helm giving instructions, like all Mandos do. Then one day, the government had a brilliant idea and decided to change the language of instruction from English to Bahasa Melayu. And in an overnight, our Division 1 Indian with the Queen's English is royally screwed. What? Because now he can't do anything, he can't even instruct. How to instruct? He doesn't even understand the bloody memo or the red tape or anything. And because of this predicament, he opens up the door to all his younger and less experienced colleagues who slowly rise up the ranks and took over all the promotions, took over all the senior posts. And he finds out that his British system has failed him. and retires a frustrated, low-ranking civil servant who sings Irish folk songs when he's pissed.
Okay. Okay, I think you're getting a bit pissed yourself. You better pipe down.
What pipe down?
What?
No. You go today to any government department. You tell me how many Indians are there?
What?
Negligible. There'll be 1 or 2 odd Indians be walking around. That fellow will probably be the Pangara's driver or the bloody security guard.
Okay. I think you've made your point. That'll do.
No. It doesn't end there. It doesn't end there. Now this fellow turns his attention to his children.
Huh?
He says, my children will not be mere civil servants and suffer my fate. He says, I'm going to educate my children. He says, I'm going to save my money. Makes up his mind. So he cuts all the corners. No bloody nonsense. Same bloody clothes. Same Morris Minor. Eats bloody idiyappam and sodhi every day. Never paint the house. No, nothing. All save all the money. Put the money together. We're going to educate our children. And for all the countries in the world, which country he chooses to send his children to be educated?
UK, of course. Where?
Still carrying the white man's balls. And he'll be shouting, get a degree, get a degree, get a degree. You got 3 bloody choices, just 3 choices, lawyer, doctor, engineer. You try to go and tell the old man you want to do drama and see what you can have. And all his advice is all based on his failures and his fears. And this mentality he passes on to the next generation with a very steady, rigid thought pattern, which is basically this. Get a degree. After that, secure a good job. After that, start a family. Remember, dowry before love. Don't pry in anybody's business. Don't get involved in Indian politics. You've already given the world Gandhi. Don't worry about your community because your community doesn't worry about you. Don't trust the Chinaman. Don't upset the Bhumiputra. You as an Indian, just be happy whatever is given to you. Don't rock the boat. Just toe the line. Don't make a big fuss all. They say, you drink brandy, you do like that. And then he gives birth to yet to another generation of bilingual, self-centered, over-professional ball carriers. That's what he does.